Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Major breaking news today. Let's dive right into it. All right, so first up, Rashod Bateman has signed another contract extension. First time Ravens wide receiver has signed multiple contracts with the organization. This is huge, this contract. 3 years, $36 million, $20 million guaranteed. Well deserved, Bateman. Well deserved. After the career year you had last season, well deserved. Go get your money, man. This is great. Just happy that he's still a Raven, and wasn't really worried on any contract extensions. It's actually kind of unexpected, to be honest with you, but I'm all for it. Like, Bateman got a sweet load of cash with his play last season, and just happy that he remains. And again, first wide receiver in Ravens history to sign multiple contracts with the Ravens organization. Just goes to show how much the shift has gone from Marquise Brown saying that the system doesn't work for a wide receiver under Greg Roman, but I'll get to that in a second. Because I've liked we're not going to get there. And now we've shifted to more Ravens wide receivers are actively being looked at for trades and for contract extensions. They want to remain with the Ravens. This is huge. This is a great shift in dynamic. We're still a run-heavy offense, but it just shows how we are kind of shifting towards using our wide receivers more in that offense. But to go back to Marquise Brown, we could have had him stay as a Raven with Bateman, maybe draft Flowers eventually. I don't know how that would have panned out, but I personally am a much more of a fan of Flowers than I am with Hollywood. And Hollywood bashed the system that was there, the Greg Roman scheme. I'm with him 100%. I thought Greg Roman had no idea what he was doing with Lamar after, the one season he was assistant coach of the year. And I think Lamar just evolved, and Greg Roman just insisted on using his schemes for Lamar, and Lamar was he was over it. He wouldn't say it out loud, obviously, but we could definitely have seen more out of him than Greg Roman was giving. And I've said my pieces on Greg Roman before. I hope the Chargers move on from him, and I think Greg Roman should not be in the NFL. He always has one good season of coaching, and then that's it. And I'm just saying this, I won't be surprised if the Chargers just drop off because of the offensive schemes of Greg Roman. But I'm done with that rant a little bit. Glad Bateman we're still a Raven. Glad that we have signed him to a contract. He is well deserved of this contract, and only looking up for him, especially after a couple of bumpy years with injuries. But last season, just career year for him. Love it. Anyway, moving on. Eric DaCosta has revealed what type of stage his contract talks with Lamar have been, and he just said they're in the introductory stages so far. So he talked to him before the draft, after the draft, and just last week. This introductory stage means that it's just he's kind of playing the field a little bit, seeing what Lamar wants, and then as it really heats up, he'll really narrow down what type of deal Lamar is looking for and what type of agreement they can come to. This is a great update. Usually we don't really get an update like this, but I'm thinking that he just kind of said it in a way where fans are not as going to be worried as much on this contract. And again, Lamar's cap hit is $74 million for the 2026 season. So getting this contract extension done should be sooner rather than later. And I think Eric DaCosta knows this, but it's good to know that these talks are still ongoing, and not with introductory stages doesn't really say much about progress. It just means more along the lines of they're just playing each other's field. But again, it's great to hear that there are still talks as recent as last week going on. Also moving on, I love this one to death. Is that Lamar is predicted to be a league leader in passing yards this season. John Robinson, former GM for the Tennessee Titans, has predicted that Lamar will lead the league in passing yards next season. I'm all for it. I mean, cool. Like, it doesn't really fit the Ravens scheme to do that per se, but I'm all for it. I think that, as dynamic as Lamar is, imagine if Lamar leads the league in passing yards, but also, leads quarterbacks on the ground in rushing yards too. I think he can absolutely do it. I think Lamar wants to do it. He's a quarterback, and it's to be able to lead the league over Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, who was just recently signed to the Steelers. But anyway, just being able to be the league leader in passing when he's always been referred to as a running back just keeps squashing those doubters wrong that he is a quarterback and will remain a quarterback. This brings into my next topic about the offensive rankings for the Ravens. How will the Ravens rank with that bold statement? I mean, we could be looking at the number one offense in the league overall. You have Bateman, you have Flowers, you have D-Hop, you have Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, you have Derrick Henry in the backfield, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, Lamar Jackson. All those guys this could be a number one offense in the NFL. And like I said yesterday, the defense could be number one too. This could be the most complete Ravens team we've ever seen. So I want to see the Ravens be the number one offense in the league. I think they could lead the league in passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, passing yards, or the whole 9 yards. Let's just go the whole 9 yards here. The Ravens have the ability to be the number one overall team in 2025-2026 season. My only hesitation is looking at that offensive line. We need an offensive line that, like I've said many, many times, that needs to be almost perfect. It's why the Eagles won the Super Bowl on offense, because their offensive line just would not let the Chiefs in at all. And not to mention their defense as well. This is the battle in football games comes down to the trenches. So need a good offensive line, but we'll figure that out once camp really starts going. So but I do believe that this on paper is one of the most complete Ravens teams ever. Offense, we could see number one across the board. That's my bold statement there. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today Show. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video. I will keep you all updated on anything and all things Ravens. Have a good one, everyone.